Hello there! How do you feel when a game announces itself as strategic, deliberate and unforgiving? I'm Dan and today is all about Mortal Shell. It's an action RPG that is set to test your sanity and resilience. And it has both swords and bazooka! The more I describe the game, the crazier it sounds, right? Our goal today is to find out if a Souls novice can really enjoy this type of game. Sounds like fun? Then let's hop into the review. So, this game won't have a huge story arc, but instead put all its effort in the gameplay and finding the different stories from there, so let's jump right into the gameplay, shall we? The game offers an introduction where you learn to your first basic skill called Harden. It's a defensive skill that makes you, for a short while, being able to absorb more powerful attacks from the enemies. You get a sword and later on your first shell. I will dig deeper into the lore of the shells a bit later, so don't you worry, dear viewer. The first obvious Novice thing I did was to lock onto the enemy in the first fight and then expect to dive roll away easily. Take it from me, that is a bad way if you're just starting out with this kind of games, since it just makes you feel trapped with an invisible cord between you and the enemy. Lucky for us, it's just there so even if you lose the fight, you are then pushed into the world, and it's here it gets really challenging. Don't let the outdoor feel fool you though. Around every corner there is something just waiting to kill you. And it's the sense of never being safe that fuels your gameplay. You can of course try to walk around in the forest picking mushrooms, but it's only one of them that heals you. The other one is poisonous, and of course did I try to eat it. There is no auto-generation of health, so as you can understand that eating poisonous mushrooms and expect to survive is of course not the best tactic. You get full health by visiting Sister Genessa, but then of course all the enemies has respawned. So remember that just because you venture deeper as ever before into the forest does not give you a casual walk back to safety. No. They will be waiting for you. So better either run or prepare to fight them. You can eventually teleport back to safety, but that comes with a really steep price. All your glimpses, and since everything you do besides walking uses stamina, you can't just run up to someone and then expect to thrust your sword into their body. I say this so you don't have to repeat the same mistakes I have done of running up to an enemy from behind only to run out of stamina and the enemy turns around and for a brief moment we just stand there like two idiots. So let's talk a little bit more about the fighting. You have your trusty sword and have a default attack swing and of course a heavy attack. The heavy attack looks really especially awesome together with a jump. But of course it's this acrobatic attack that also makes it useless sometimes if they see you coming, since they just step out of your attack path. But there is a really cool game mechanic I want to show you. If your health gets too low, you are cast out of your shell and the enemies around you freeze to a standstill. This gives you a short window to decide if you're going to continue this fight or just run. You can re-enter your shell, and this is a good thing to try to do since it contains all the tar you picked up. You can even die and then go all the way back to find your old shell as a statue with your loot. And this will happen a lot, since just as you get used to bringing down the two easiest enemies with these, you walk around the corner and some huge monster just stabs you. Or another favorite is casually walking around, and this happened. So now we shall finally talk about the shell or shells, since there are 4 to find and they are all different in how to play them. Not far away from the sleeves in Altered Carbon, if you have seen that series, great series by the way, but in this game the shells come with a story. And there is a way to upgrade them to better face all the monsters in the world. The currency is tar, which you get from killing enemy, and glimpses. All shells differ in the base stats like health and stamina to make their playing style more unique. And also their skills differ. And looking at how much they all cost, you will have your hands full slaying for currency.
They foretold a truth more terrifying than any other. Those who glimpse it behold no monster other than an utter lack of meaning. The visage of a razor-thin line between existence and non-existence, and nothing in between.
So where do you park your shells while not using one at a time? Here they are right at the beginning of the first map, to the left, all snugly resting. And as I was still missing one while recording this one, you get a sneak peek where it's hiding. Alright, so I've shown you most of the basic stuff of the game. Some took me a while to figure out. So what more can we say about it? The game has some beautiful environments and the ominous music fits the games perfectly. The voice acting is really good for those small lines that drives the story forward. But, as we said before, can a solo novice play and enjoy this game? Me that only managed to play 1.5 hours of Neo before the game broke my soul would say absolutely. But before you rush out to buy it, there are no difficult settings to lower in case you're starting to die over and over again. It's all about you perfecting your skills in-game, and if that is not how you want to play it, and you just want a casual fighting game, this is not the game for you. There is something intriguing with having to die over and over again against a monster in a fight, and there's really no one to blame more than your poor judgment. My initial biggest issue was taking on every enemy in the true Leroy Jenkins approach instead of waiting and trying to figure out the enemy's attack patterns. After a couple of hours, the game's basic mobs felt easy to handle, and of course, then the game presented even more crazy enemies. Parrying in-game is really hard, but really rewarding when you land them. I know the game will offer some insane fights further in the game, and I look really forward to trying to get there. If you are new to the game genre and feel disheartened after playing for a while, just either take a small break or find easier enemies to fight until you get the feel for the movement and attack. The game is out on the 18th of August on PS4, Xbox and PC. And I read that there's going to be a physical copy also. I'm Dan, and it's been a pleasure showing you this game. If you like this review, be sure to check out some of my other reviews, and if any of those impress you, how about you hit that subscribe button to not miss my next upload. I'll leave you with one of my shells jamming with the old prisoner, and until next time, stay safe and stay awesome.